Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Destro issue 1. Okay, so this is the anniversary cover to Destro issue 1. I recognise a lot of people in this one. Uh, Except for the guy in red, ironically enough. So I don't know who he is. Not a clue. And unless I'm mistaken, all of these issues, we still haven't seen Snake Eyes. I find that fascinating. Okay, anyway, so we open this one up with this Republic of Darklonia, which is supposed to be this kind of, I assume, I don't know if it's Middle Eastern or Latin American or whatever. Basically it's a dictatorship somewhere in the world, and Destro's bats have been sent in to basically take it over. The bad guys basically say, "Oh no, we need to separate, support the insurrectionists." So they do that, and then but the bats still see him as a threat. They guns all those down as well. Destro comes in, basically tells the guy to resign, who then shoots himself, and then his cousin, again, don't know if that's a character we've seen before, is going to take over. I mean, Artyom Darklon. I mean, that's a name and a half. So I don't know if that's. I mean, it's not. You're not going to. If that's a character you've seen before, you're not going to forget that name. So that's fine. Um. So yeah, I'm kind. Yeah. Right. I'll explain that one. Right. So anyway, um, Cobra Commander gives him a call and basically says, right, if you tested the bats, he says yes. But said, well, why'd you do it to do, take over this other country? So we needed a proper field test. Unfortunately, the bats aren't working particularly well. They seem to be killing people that don't need to be killed. And he hangs up on him. Then apparently goes to the highly classified Scottish Highlands. Wow, I'm not too sure whereabouts in the Scottish Highlands he's going or what time of year it is, but bloody hell, this looks more like Alaska or something similar to that because it's pretty bloody desolate. I'd say it'd be more greener than this, but there you go. And it's crazy. Anyway, mountains. Yes, we've got mountains in Scottish Highlands, but still. Um, he's going to go and see his ancestors apparently that have got this kind of weird thing there. So in my head now, is he Scottish? Is he speaking like Sean Connery? I honestly don't know. Anyway, he goes to talk to his ancestors, which apparently got this masting going on as well. Which fine, whatever. Again, my version of Destro is the one because of the Action Force comics. Um, he attempts to kill Cobra Commander or Baron Ironblood, I believe the guy's name is, at the time before he becomes Cobra Commander. Baron Ironblood becomes Cobra Commander in the Action Force comics, and his subordinate right hand man tries to kill him and basically shouts out, "Destroy, must destroy you," and his last word is Destro. And then he puts this mask on him after the kind of zap him in the face, and he says, "Because that was your last word in your old life, I'm going to call you Destro from now on." So I've got no idea about the real origins of him according to the G.I. Joe law. So yeah, whatever. Um, Again, Carlton Ritz, don't know who she is. Don't know if she's a person that's of interest. Anyway, he calls the cousin calls a arms fair for all these people to basically show off their arms, and it's kind of a ruse to be for Destro's lot to see if anyone's got access to Energon technology. Obviously, Cobra Commander supplied them with Energon technology, and it's a way to check through and see if anyone else has. And apparently, no one else has. It's all good. So only they have access to it. And then we get these two, which are the twins, and Thomas and Zara. Oh, anyway, they're apparently in charge of mercenary groups. They're somewhere else again, South America, basically talking to this guy who's supposed to be their one of the lackeys, and well, not necessarily one of the lackeys, but in charge of one of the mercenary companies, or he's hired by one of the mercenary companies, or whatever. And he's kind of annoyed that some people got killed, and they say it's fine. We've got the Crimson Guard here. The Crimson Guard are going to basically kill all your wounded to inspire the other ones that have fallen, and we'll be resupplying the general with new people because you didn't do your job right. And apparently, because they were supposed to be going to the uh, arms fair and they didn't go, they now use this opportunity to try and kill everybody else off this rival business. So interesting facts first about the Crimson Guard. Unless I'm mistaken, yet again, in Action Force, the Crimson Guard were the main troop of the bad guys, the Baron Ironblood lot. So again, don't know if that was a thing they brought over from the British series and then they kind of integrated into it, or if it's something that pre-existed in the American series and they brought it over to Britain. But the design and the look to them is pretty much identical. So I don't know. Anyway, back to the bombing. Yeah, these drones pop over. They do all this bombing. I didn't realise it was them until I actually gone back and realised that that does look like them. I assume that's them. They look like them, so I assume that's these people have implemented this attack. They managed to kill a load of people off. She is, for some reason, is insane because it's beautiful. The explosion's going on. This bomb goes off and it's a dud, so they're not actually killed. And she realizes they kind of realise that there's a war with these guys, if that is the right assumption. Which I find fascinating because again I don't know my Cobra Commander lore, G.I. Joe lore. I assume that all these people work together. So you've got Zartan and Destro and Cobra Commander and the twins and all this kind of stuff kind of doing their thing. I just assumed they were all together doing things, but apparently they're all starting off as rivals, so I assume they're going anyway. So yeah, it's not terrible. It's okay. I mentioned in my Cobra Commander review of issue 5 that I would have done it differently. One thing that does bug me, and this is the one thing that does bug me. I assume his mask is supposed to be made out of metal. Why does it move with his face? I always thought the intention originally was that he had a single kind of closed mouth look on his face, and that was his look. And no matter how annoyed he was, it was the same kind of impassive looking face. And now it seems to just kind of like, eyes spring open, mouth opens when he used to shout. It's like, so what is it? Is it some kind of new special technology, some kind of liquid technology or whatever? I don't know. I think that's annoying. I can understand, for the comic why you'd do it. And again, it means technically speaking, it's the same for Transformers. But they're living metal, so you can kind of understand that they can do things that normal metal can't. And that would even make more sense if he started off with a crappy mask that didn't move with it, and then they used some kind of Cybertronian technology, nano metal or whatever, to make his new mask. That would be a perfectly good explanation to it. But yeah, so that's a bit weird. But yeah, it's not too bad. Again, I'm hoping by the time this and Scarlet are done, we're actually going to get into a proper G.I. Joe comic book, because too many of these is going to get crazy, and you can't showcase. You might, like I said before, you might be able to do specials, one shots. But all in all, not a bad book. Is it better than Scarlet? It's alright. Is it better than Cobra Commander? At the moment, no. Is it better than Void Driver Transformers? Oh, definitely not. They're the better books for sure. But again, it's all world building. It's all kind of bringing all these together, these kind of small fractured groups that are apparently going to make up Cobra when they actually kind of come together. And I'd be very, very surprised if we don't see at some point in this book Baroness showing up and maybe defecting over to Cobra and Destro and all that kind of stuff before the main G.I. Joe book starts. But who knows? Anyway, that's kind of enough of my little ramblings for this one. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you on another one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.